I have my abbreviated twin flame read for you. I have 2 of them and my message of the day. And we're going to pull a few cards first to start things off from the Fortunes Oracle here. Let's see what comes up for you guys. So right away, Birth and the Mountain comes up here. Birth is the number 4. Universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. And the Mountain is number 22. Know that you're protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. Then we also have the Dragonfly, number 8, which says, have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. And the bottom of the deck is the World card, which is 36, which is the Atlas energy, the 10 of Wands. And it says, be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. So being open is the underlying energy to the universal forces, completion, wholeness, right? The unknown, all possibilities outside this world are coming up there in the underlying energies. And again, there's this birthing energy that's come through for several signs that I've just done this week. That father and son energy, or parent and child energy. And again, I've been getting this energy of having worked through the 7 chakras, or the 12 chakra system, all the way up to the crown. And then the finger of God coming back down into the crown, all the way down to the root. And this stationing of this Mountain card, the looks like a star with a pink circle around it, is this energy of 5D stationing as the finger of God comes down into Mount Shasta. So it's really interesting what will come of this energy. And it's number 4 and number 22, which is number 22 is a 4. It would be written that way, 22/4. And then the 8 on either side. And 4 is the energy of survival, whereas 8 is that energy of manifesting dreams instead. So that shift from the 3D to the 5D with this 22, for me 22 is the 5D station. So again, stationing in the middle there, between the 3rd and 5th dimensions of survival versus manifesting dreams, and stationing in Shasta at the root. So the dragonfly also comes up for me as the beautiful mind. The 2 hearts says 1, but again connected with the mind, the heart-mind energy there. All right, so let's get into this first read. This first one, I was doing the 12 signs on my other channel, which is under Evelyn Stainthorpe on YouTube. If you're interested in looking over there, please subscribe. But this one was done on the 20th, and today's the 25th. And we had there was a portal energy from, first I was getting like 9/14 to 22, and then I was getting 9/18 to 22, and then it was my birthday on the 18th. And the 19th was awful energy. I felt, my lungs felt really heavy. And I'd had a headache all day, and I'm not someone who gets headaches. And that was on the 19th. And I felt a little bit of that on the 18th, but nothing as heavy as it was on the 19th. It was really heavy. My lungs really felt taxed. And then the 20th was a little better, and definitely has freed up since then, for sure. But this was done on the 20th. I cut the deck at 7:45, and I finished clarifying at 7:54. 7 is the Chariot, 45 is the 5 of Cups, and then 54 is the reflection of that, the Page of Swords. So it's energy of getting over grieving, and then the messengers coming in, or perhaps a message. There could be a message of grief if you got a message about someone who may have passed or had something happen. But again, this is back on the 20th. Going forward, it doesn't have to be the energy for you right on the 20th, right? So whenever that resonates for you. So we have the major arcana in this read of the Wheel of Fortune, or the Great Wheel in this deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the big cards, and then the mini deck as the clarifiers. The Reason, which is the Emperor card, also came up in the Strength card. There were 2 Pentacles, 3 Wands, 3 Swords, and the main court cards in the read was the Queen of Wands. We also had the 9 of Pentacles, which is the Sovereign, and usually it is a character for me, but it's not officially a court card. So the Queen of Wands was the main character, and then we had the Page of Wands and King of Pentacles after the read, and the King of Wands coming up there before the read. There were two ones, 2 3s, 3 4s, so there are triple 4s in this read, and double 7s as well. So we had the 11 of Justice, the 33 of the 7 of Wands, that Christ vibration as well, standing up for yourself without getting triggered. The triple 4s of the angelic realms, the 77 of the sovereign energy, and we also had the 12 of the Hanging Man, 23 of the King of Wands, 34 of the 8 of Wands, that energetic exchange, the arrows of love, the 46 of the 6 of Cups, 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the 78 of the 10 of Pentacles, the 89 of the Phi energy, which for me is that expansion and contraction, or staying in the middle, reflecting, and also reflects the human body temperature, the nature of our humanity there. And then the 9 10 begin again, always coming back to your heart and to the present moment. The code line was all about the number 19, which came from 9 and 10. So again, there's that 9 10 begin again. And the messages came up as the time for mother, father, to hermit perhaps, or again to go into that 9 energy of the 9, or compassion, alternating currents of high vibe destiny, the heart of the union, equally crystalline, and the energy of is, instead of father time, it's coming up as, I'm also getting mother father time, or father time and mother source. And then the darkness, perhaps, and then being in the darkness with a match lit. Hermiting before meals, perhaps, and again, that energy of not necessarily praying, right, in traditional ways, but literally understanding the intention behind the prayer at the meal is to become one with the food, to transmute any negative energies that the animals went through when they got killed, or they're just resonating with your food, whether it's a live animal or a vegan diet. So that energy is coming up, as well as the moral man kind of manning up, destined to wash the Saggy energy. It's washing up that energy, even being even of crystals, which can be Christ-like, or perhaps purging to stall, but kind of cleaning up the act here. Also, top mother came up, top ma. 44 is also my number for Hercules, and that 5 of Cups. As the Hermit, or 9, the Virgo energy there, in alternating currents with the Wheel of Fortune, which is also coming up with Libra energy, and that, which is the center of the astrological chart, the high vibe wheel, and then dangerous Sagittarius coming up here. So we have Libra, Virgo, and then Sagittarius skipping over Scorpio there. Interesting. And under the influence, or perhaps there's a brother or cousin involved there, the Emperor may be a madman or acting like that right now. There can be some kind of energy between brothers, cousins, or, father and sons here. And, that could be someone losing their mind if they have dementia or Alzheimer's, or perhaps just freaking out. As the darkness of father, and there's this energy of someone, masculine energy, who may be soft. And again, I'm seeing this as them criticizing themselves. It's not about getting criticism outside of themselves, but seeing themselves as flabby or soft or fluffy or spongy, but cute. Or this could also be abuse from a father, right, towards their son, or vice versa, regarding, they're not good enough because, you're letting yourself go, that kind of thing. But the darkness of the father energy there, and then that vibration of 9 10 9 10 begin again, going back and forth. The wheel goes round and round. To wash the union, to peel away, to fly or leap into, or again, that Sagittarius energy coming up. Yeah, let me look up, I want to look that up too, because that might have a separate definition too. 1 second. Let's see here. And I always use Wiktionary for my definitions, just so it's universal. And so, let's see here. So, and Sagi, the word Sagi, S-A-G-I, can be side-swiping someone gently, that light touch made in passing, recollection of something long forgotten, momentary dropping, and while passing by a certain place, or perhaps that's a person as well. So the wheel goes round and round to wash this energy, to make sure it's clean, to make sure it's the crystalline energy is even, or the Christ-likeness is even, or equal. This could be equal in finances as well, needing equality within the relationship. And whether that's, in a partnership, as in a romantic partnership, or in a business partnership, that could be coming up as well. As the Nine of Pentacles is the underlying energy there, and beneath the Nine of Pentacles is the Two of Wands reversed, the King of Wands reversed, the Four of Pentacles reversed, the Eight of Swords upright, and then the Four of Cups upright. And the Devil had come up before all of that, reversed. So there's that detox energy. Remember, the Devil reversed can be peeking out on the addiction, right? Because that energy that causes the detox is peeking out like it's the last straw. So that could be coming up. So a detox without choice of the King of Wands reverse, which is the year we're in. 23 is the King of Wands, and learning how to control our passions. And the King of Wands reversed here is coming out of the bat cave, but hiding in the woods, grounding and integrating. Perhaps some wishes of the Nine of Pentacles sovereign or catch, or the wishes of their own sovereignty or being single again, an energetic exchange of the healing heart and walking away from the Knight of Swords, or the delivery of truth here. Perhaps weak Page of Pentacles reversed, or someone who's scared, a child perhaps, and needing help. This could be a student who's struggling in school as well, needing help from the Queen of Cups upright, perhaps with bad memories of a marriage, a religion, the institution, Taurus or the Hierophant. And the heat is on there. Or that could be at the spa as well. Maybe you're getting your hair done. With blue skies as the Queen rises above the establishment. The Nine of Pentacles Hierophant, or the independent Taurus perhaps, the individual, and the Hierophant represents that collective, that the traditional collective, the individual and the group, or the powers that be, or a single Taurus and a falling out between the Nine of Pentacles sovereign person and the Queen of Cups in the past. And that could be a mother-daughter energy as well. Where the Page of Pentacles reversed, maybe another child who got scared. And that could be an opportunist kind of energy too, right? Not getting invited, or not having the opportunity, or rejecting or turning down an opportunity or an invitation here with the Page of Pentacles reversed. This could be something from the past coming up as well, something that a child did that they shouldn't have done. Maybe something they did, you know how when you're like grown up now, you're talking to your parents about what you used to do when you were a kid, like I never told you this, but that could be coming up from the kids. The Nine of Pentacles tried many times to apologize, and the Knight of Swords kept coming in with harsh words. The recent past of the Emperor upright, assessing worth and dissatisfied, with the King of Wands reversed and the Knight of Wands upright, or a child or children taking over for the King of Wands reversed, perhaps Sagittarius and Pisces, in a painful ending, or ending pain for others, perhaps, or doing massage, perhaps acupuncture for those who feel drained or in need of sun or a vacation. Or perhaps their kids are out of control, or just feeling low energy on a regular basis, and offering massage or acupuncture or Reiki perhaps to help them increase that energy flow, to help them heal themselves. The foundation here is the Ace of Swords reversed, which could be one big lie. It could be a divide or a split, feeling imprisoned. The Queen of Swords is reversed, or with anxiety and trapped by her own lies or grief. As the wounded warrior Nine of Wands may be stuck recovering with her, or her guardian. This could be someone's guard in jail, literally, perhaps trying to sneak past them. As the central energy is the Ten of Wands upright and leaving that wounded warrior behind, right? So the Atlas energy is leaving the wounded warrior, the Nine of Wands, behind. As the Page of Swords is upright with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, meaning face to face, or agreeing to withhold or not tell the Emperor, who may freak out if they tell them, or explode or blow his crown here, blowing his top. The challenge being the wheel reversed, a turn of events, or perhaps things slowing down, where the High Priestess is reversed and the Magician's upright, with the Hermit reversed and the Page of Cups upright. a secret passion of the magician, which can be a Gemini or Virgo energy, or alchemizing secrets into something magical, laying tools all out on the table, coming out to or about the Page of Cups, innocent or puppy love. And now crowning is the Queen of Wands upright, getting over the past with the Empress, perhaps. And they're always together, the Empress and the Queen of Wands. They come up in so many different reads. And again, that can represent mother and child. As the King of Swords reversed, maybe keeping to herself, or keeping to himself, maybe King of Swords is herself, I'm not sure. But stressed out about freedom of or from a patient perhaps, or someone who's being very patient with them, the angel in a breakup. Perhaps Taurus, Aries, Sag upright with Gemini reversed, not sleeping with X or just not sleeping, or the X who's awakening to dumping multiple loads or emotional attachments and having no option but to hang low or see another way around this. Or Gemini reversed dumping on Pisces or Capricorn. And soon here is the Six of Wands reversed with issues at work or children at school, the Page of Cups upright, but the Page of Wands reversed, where the Page of Cups may be with the crazy old man, and the Page of Wands reversed is with the Ten of Cups family, the happy family, with no creativity though, or growth with them. Or this could be someone who's sexually frustrated as well, or perhaps just not seeing not having a sense of humor about this. As the Six of Wands reversed, maybe seeing themselves as a failure under the radar, perhaps being needy for attention or with a bad reputation, or getting paid under the table. The Page of Wands reversed may be tarnishing the Ten of Cups upright good name, which can represent the emotional family. That could be a community as well as a business, but it would be more emotionally based. In a losing battle and a twist of fate with the Seven of Swords, perhaps a needy person or a greedy person has pulled this negative energy into their space, and being awakened to pulling in the wrong type of energy by the actions that they're taking. So the twin flames are seeing themselves as the Three of Swords reversed, healing hearts, forgiving, apologizing, perhaps after failure or after being shady about something or unstable, and sharing or settling out, with the King of Cups reversed post-war or virus, and the King of Pentacles reversed depressed or arrogant and bored. And I was getting 3 men and a baby, so literally that situation could be coming up, or somebody could be watching that movie. Or will the real father please stand up? With Libra reversed and Aquarius reversed, around the twins or how they're seen is the Strength card reversed. So there's weakness there, or fear, afraid to birth, as the Queen of Wands upright may be offered big love as a gift, or their presence without a choice about it. With Leo or Sag reversed, or unable to return this gift, so not wanting to feel obligated. The block here is the Four of Swords reversed, unable to rest or sleep at night when on the road, traveling or moving, or with perhaps Cancer. And this could be someone who's had it twice, or being with the same person who's a Cancer person twice, or unable to drive at night, or awake at the full moon to the ascension process, and or a runaway who's got sucked into a negative group, right? A vulnerable child perhaps. And that can be an adult too, who's just very innocent and got kind of sucked in by the wrong crowd. We have the Seven of Pentacles upright, which for me in this deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck, is the divine feminine in the E-Tower, like Rapunzel, coming together and working really hard to get to that Nine of Pentacles status, whether that's getting single from a commitment or just getting to that status of being completely satisfied with yourself, or perhaps wealthy if that's your intention, or the divine masculine needing to align with them. He may be seeing himself as the Eight of Pentacles reversed, where she's the Nine of Pentacles, right? So, and for men, a lot of times they can't handle that idea that she's making more than he is, or he's seeing her as more powerful than him. The Four of Pentacles reverse is also coming up then, with the divine masculine coming out to make amends, or perhaps losing money fast from the Eight of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles. Perhaps he wants to make amends but has no defense. perhaps for clinging to the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community of wealth or abundance. Perhaps with the Queen of Pentacles reversed in a split with Justice or Libra energy, juggling, performing the daily grind between Libra upright and Aquarius reverse, perhaps needing to swallow their pride and offer love as the Knight of Cups to detox and move past it to peace. As the Divine Feminine in the E-Tower and the Divine Masculine outside, perhaps preparing something. The Page of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed may be coming downstairs to come together with the Ace of Cups and the Holy Grail. The Divine Masculine may be coming out of hiding and praying for the Nine of Pentacles, or their own sovereignty here, seeking the whole truth to heal and forgive weakness or fear, sickness, or the Emperor upright with the weight of the world. The challenge being a turn of events, failure, feeling taken down, or stopped dead in their tracks, awakened, unable to sleep with the Queen of Wands in the Tower, and the Page of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, who could be, someone who's a child who's all over the place, and then the King of Pentacles reversed, who may be ungrounded by this, or maybe he's all about the money and security. Perhaps he's got a child with special needs and feeling ungrounded or losing money. But he could be someone who's greedy, with the Page of Wands reverse energy, who could be having temper tantrums. But the two of them are repeating steps to come together with true love, as the Nine of Pentacles and the Emperor perhaps split, or Atlas is now leaving that wounded warrior behind, right? The one who carries the weight of the world, and then the one who feels sorry for themselves. Challenged by a twist of fate here, with the Queen of Wands upright and healing their failures, their weaknesses, and rising above to assess worth of the Page of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed. And is it worth it to get them to come down or to take them down to celebrate love? And again, the Ring of Fire with birthing was also coming up. And that night going into the 21st, I did not sleep. I don't think I got to sleep till after 3 o'clock. That's probably what I ate, though. So then we have the second read here, which is on the 21st, from the SIRIAN Starseed again, for the twins. And the Chosen was coming up as well. I cut the deck at 8:12, which is the 8 of the dance between the masculine and feminine. It's strength and manifesting of dreams. And at 8:24, I completed this read. And there is a union and tension behind this read as well, so it might have a little different tone to it. With the 8 at 8:24, I finished clarifying, which is the dance of enlightenment. And the 24 is also that Queen of Wands again. So the Hanging Man and the Queen of Wands, which can represent the fiery side of Mary Magdalene as well, as Athena has been coming up constantly in my cards from that deck. So Athena, right, the Virgin Warrioress. So the major arcana in this read is the Tower and then Alchemy. We had Reflection, which is the Hermit, and Reason, which is the Emperor, prior to the read. And then after the read, the Solar Deity or Sun came up, as well as Abundance, which is the Empress. So we have the Emperor before the read, the Empress after the read, and Ascension, which is the World. There were 3 swords, 1 cup, 3 wands, and 2 pentacles. We had the 9 of Cups in the read, as well as the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, as the main players. Before the read was the Knight of Pentacles, and after the read, the Queen of Pentacles came up. And perhaps the two of them are dealing with children within the read. There were triple 2s in this read, which is all about that one-on-one energy of love, right? The 2 of the feminine and the higher self, the 22 of the Fool with an open heart and a leap of faith, and the 5D basically. And then the 222, which is 6 of love. We had double 6s and 7s and 10s as well. So the 67 is the Knight of Wands, that humble, loyal servant energy, but also the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles, and the 77 of the 9 of Pentacles, which can represent the Queen of Pentacles and that Knight of Pentacles that came up before and after the read, as did the the Emperor came up before the read with the Knight of Pentacles, and the Empress came up after the read with the Queen of Pentacles. So that could literally be the Emperor and the Empress. But the Emperor coming up is the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant. You know, stepping down from power, perhaps leaving a business and retiring. So we had double sixes, which is the Queen of Pentacles, sevens and the Sovereign. The 10-10 is that very high vibration. We also had the 23 of the King of Wands, 34 of the 8 of Wands, 46 of the 6 of Cups, 67, that Knight of Pentacles, 79, which for me is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, or graduation. And then 9-10, begin again, coming back to the heart and the present moment. The code line for this one was all about the number 18, which is the moon. And it came from 3, 6, 2, and 7. 11 was coming up in a lesser sense as well. But the energy of 4 after death, so literally 4 AD, maybe a key there. Or the after death, which references rebirth, the lambda leap. So the 4 is the L and the 1 together, which is the lambda leap, the lambda father leap. It's kind of the death, the exit, whereas the Q is the conception of the feminine, right? Where the soul leaps in. So there's a reference to that here with the 4 AD being key. The 3 and the 0 are coming up, as well as the 60. So that can represent the number 60 or sixth dimension or density. But the twin flame and 7 up, it's like leveling up or keying up. The boomerang. Maybe you're just getting a 7 up for whatever reason. But there's energy of the 3 and the 0, which is the horizontal pillar, as well as the Empress coming up here with Mother Nature. And then the 0 of source energy backing it up, or the space between the Empress and the 60, which is the 6 of Swords, finding peace and being supported in that as well. As the twin flames level up or boomerang and coming around the mountain when she comes. Lifted spirits to see the key in the test of the flames. The fire within, and then Athena coming up again. The heart after death key. So the status of the heart in the rebirthing process, the after death key, and the energy of that 30 symbol of Om here coming up, which also can represent the enlightenment, the union, the lover and the moral man, the 2 of Wands, the twin flames, and the essence, which the essence, that word came up today. I'll bring that up too, if I remember that at the end. But sees the key test of the flame. Igniting, switching it on, the light. Set on fire. The liver also coming up, which stores anger. But remember, the liver is also one who lives. The key of the 3 of the Empress and abundance and Mother Nature, of the horizontal pillar. The human and 62 is coming up. So again, somebody in their 60s could be coming up, as well as 60 and 61 came up for me today as well, and 62 here. But the energy of 62 is also the 8 of Swords, that imprisonment or release of fire essence, to light yourself up, to see the key or seek one who's equal and congruent to that energy. The Knight of Wands, which comes up in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, is the one with a slow burn who's learned to control their passions, the Adept of Fire. And then Pisces coming up as well as key 3 in alchemy, right? So in alchemy, you graduate at Capricorn, and the 3 keys are Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, where you become fully mastered alchemist. So this energy of seeking to be next to your beloved, perhaps, or perhaps an inspiring healer. As we start this read with the 3 of Swords reversed, beneath it is the 4 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles and the reflection upright, the 10 of Wands reversed with the Reason, which is the Emperor reversed. So we have the Hermit upright and the Emperor reversed, or Aries reversed. As the Page of Swords was prior to that reversed, with the Divine Masculine, so he could be in a negative thought process right there, as the Divine Masculine in the Bat Cave, or receiving bad news. As the Knight of Pentacles, humble, loyal servant, and the Hermit energy of the Virgo, who lays down their burdens without a reason, or with the Emperor reversed, who may be an unreasonable man here, healing, forgiving, apologizing, to storm over somewhere, to take a load off, perhaps home with the Fool, opening their heart for a leap of faith, or home free after a rest or break. As the Knight of Swords is upright, the messenger of truth without peace, without affection, or without a lover, withholding, saving, magnetizing, or lover X, perhaps you may be seeing them as them having a stick up their butt. And then I was getting, don't let the sun go down on me. As the Knight of Swords upright is disturbing the peace. The recent past is the Ten of Swords reversed, the bliss of the charge. And I'm getting exclamation point there. The bliss of the charge. On to justice and truth. To them. Choice to then, from the Emperor reverse and the King of Wands reverse, some really negative fire energy there, and Libra upright with Aries reversed, to the foundation of the Tower reversed after a sudden event, with the Knight of Cups offering love without giving judgment or not receiving judgment, perhaps to a patient or someone who's been a very patient person, a patient angel, as the Queen of Wands upright, with stressed out Nine of Wands, wounded warrior, unless that's her with Aquarius in her chart, perhaps suffering in silence, or a sister here, perhaps can't sleep, or they're doing their thing while the Queen of Wands is offering love, and the wounded warrior is being patient, or they are a patient, right? The Queen of Wands could be offering love to someone who's not doing well. Perhaps everything is coming apart due to a faulty foundation. There could be a party there too that totally wrecked the house. As the wounded warrior and the Page of Cups, innocent child, inspired by the moon here, or three howling perhaps at the moon. As the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles were all reversed right here, which can represent a couple, siblings, or all three earth signs there, but they're all reversed. It can represent a dependent child between them, and they could actually be sleeping in bed between them, getting in between them, but it also can reference someone who's powerless, or the powerlessness between the Queen and King of Pentacles, both reversed, or the three of them passing the baton onto the Page of Cups and or the wounded warrior. So they might have a watery, innocent child who's very loving all the time, and then another child, who may be giving them more trouble because they like to go out and party or have sex. But the children who must let go and pay it forward here, with Scorpio, Aquarius reversed, Sagittarius and Cancer upright, or the powers that be and the tax man could be coming up right here. And again, that could reference a Matthew as well. The central energy is the Nine of Cups reversed, dissatisfied with themselves or the world at large, or coming full circle with the Divine Feminine or Pisces, or overworking to try to heal, or needing to align to heal. The challenge being the Two of Wands, which is the twin flame energy here, the twin flame choice of path, and the Two of Cups, which is the soulmate energy of one-to-one energy. Soulmates camping out without tools, or issues at work with the Empress upright, which can be a mother or boss or grandmother and such. Could be a Taurus person. And now here's the Page of Pentacles, the curious one, the student of life, grounding and integrating the juggling act, how to juggle, how to balance their life, or how to balance a marriage, the Hierophant, religion, or Taurus standing up to the Hermit, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community that's very draining here. There could be dysfunction or loss there. And the juggler being Jesus. I want to say bejesus too. I don't know. Maybe someone says that so that you know who I'm talking about. But the juggling of the politicians and the rabbis and dysfunctional families were coming up here. Right? So in the story of Jesus, like being Jesus and having to juggle the politicians and the rabbis and the dysfunctional families. And soon here is the alchemy of the Empress upright, right? No one expects Jesus to falter, right? But he is a human. It's again, this came up in one of my reads too, is, Jesus in the marketplace being taken over. All of a sudden, everyone's saying, heal me, heal my whatever. I can hardly walk, heal my hardly talk. I believe you can make me well. So that's coming up where they overwhelm him because they all just start coming at him and it's just too much. The alchemy of the Empress upright, right? The blending, the balancing, the patience, the blending of your masculine and feminines is coming up as well. But again, the graduating of the alchemist as the feminine energy here, right? Because in history, the alchemist was always a masculine. It was never a woman, not known anyway. Coming clean to the high priestess or sister, perhaps about a vacation, sunshine, or exposing everything. As Saggy is upright with Pisces there, or Virgo and Leo upright, or kids who feel trapped and uncomfortable in a death or ending situation or dark night of the soul. As the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed, may have new information from or about the King of Swords reversed. With the Six of Wands, which is the journeyman, star, again referencing Jesus with that good reputation and followers, and their dream come true. And again, the same reference as a star person, right, where they can become overwhelmed because the fans take them over. That twin flame energies are the Two of Swords reversed, receiving new information, which also could knock them off balance. Why not getting away? There's a clarity here that they're meant for each other. Why they're not getting their way. Holding on with the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, which represents the Divine Masculine in the Batcave and the Divine Feminine in the E-Tower, and the two of them not feeling like they are enough. And it's so funny because then something around me said it's not enough at the exact same time, and it was 11:11. The 4 and the 7 equals 11 pentacles. The two of them together is more than enough. It's like 11 is more than 10. It's like saying 120%, The 4 and the 7 of the masculine and the feminine pentacles become the 11, which is more than enough, where you're no longer alone, two lovers out in the cold, and the Page of Wands reversed, uninspired, all over the place, as the Six of Cups, besties, are facing their fears, awakening and moving on. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Six of Wands upright, destined to be loved by the Ten of Cups, happy family, getting over a loss or regret of negative self-talk. And don't kill the messenger comes up here, as Jesus was. The block is the Seven of Pentacles upright, the Divine Feminine, the E-Tower, Rapunzel, not coming together and detoxing due to a death or the ending of dark night, or Scorpio upright and Capricorn reversed. As the Knight of Wands is upright, a Leo perhaps cleaning up their own blocks presently, or surrendering to all that is. As the Page of Pentacles, the curious one, after a sudden event, or seeing the cause of imbalance, the inequity of the choices of synchronicities now that the worst is over, with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands upright, surrendering to full exposure, the Sun and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Aquarius, Taurus, or Leo and Virgo and the Page of Pentacles upright, in inequity with the Knight of Wands Sagittarius energy. The Queen of Pentacles reversed may no longer be passing messages, with the Six of Cups and the Empress upright here, which can represent a mother or grandmother and children. This could be a falling out between a mother and a grown daughter as well, but there could be grandchildren involved here too. Maybe a grandmother has taken on the daughter's children here. We have abundance ascending around the world, or Taurus and Pisces both upright here. The Hermit taking a load off, as the Empress reversed, healing, after a sudden event or drama that can represent some kind of medical event as well, or clearly knocked off balance by the good news or victory, the bliss, that they're no longer alone and challenged by the Two of Wands or the twin flames, or that choice of path. The Patient Angel, Divine Feminine, the E-Tower, and the Page of Pentacles, invite or opportunity, with the Knight of Wands, perhaps the one with the slow burn, performing together an exam, details, exposing a sister, or surrendering to the sun, or the sun worshipper, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed is no longer going to take a risk with the Six of Cups upright and their abundance, or perhaps a mother or grandmother's legacy for their children to rise by, and not wanting to take any more risks with that, perhaps an inheritance, right, or a trust for the children. As the Hermit's upright, dumping responsibility on the Emperor reverse to heal now that the worst is over after a sudden event or lots of drama. Sagittarius is upright with Scorpio reversed, dissatisfied with the Page of Pentacles and their performance. But the Page of Pentacles is upright. So this could be like a child who does a really good job or is a really good student, but this Saggy with Scorpio in their chart, or perhaps two different people, Sagittarius upright and Scorpio reversed, are very dissatisfied with their performance. Like it's not good enough. It's never good enough. The challenge being the Two of Wands upright and the Two of Swords reversed, clearly alchemizing the Six of Wands reputation, or patient for attention and good news. The Divine Feminine, the E-Tower with the Knight of Wands, surrendering to happiness with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who may be unwilling to take the risk. Again, with the Six of Cups children or soulmate, and the Empress's happiness. Or the Empress can represent the abundance of the mother or grandmother who left something for the Six of Cups children or the soulmates. So we have Virgo upright, Aries and Scorpio reversed, Sagittarius upright, Leo upright, Taurus and Pisces upright, as the King and Queen of Cups are reversed. Clear with the King of Swords reversed, or perhaps about them, or where they are as far as taking their dreams, or taking their dreams away, or destroying their dreams. Or wanting, the King and Queen of Cups reversed here, they could be emotionally attached or over-emotional. They could be alcoholics. They could be depressed. But they're now clear with the King of Swords reversed about where they're taking their dreams. And it doesn't look like it's a good place. They're all reversed. Maybe they feel like their dreams have been dashed. And maybe they feel like it's the King of Swords' fault. So now we get into my message of the day read. And this was on the 22nd. We had the Journey of Love deck at 244, the Mythic Oracle at 245, the Good Tarot at 247, and Metatron deck at 248. And for those of you not familiar, the deck on the left is the underlying energies, the bottom of the deck. I pull 3 cards. Sometimes a fourth will come out. And then the other cards are the cards that still wanted to come out of the deck organically. And I use them for numerology and to, close the story out for each deck. So the piles at the end of each deck came out 1111, but also 1311 or 1351 was also coming up, and 1111 in Gematria comes up as the twin flames as the first entry. So that was definitely coming up. 351 was coming up, which in Gematria was genius. It was also the second entry was no coincidences, and then testing. Sterling, Unicorn, God's Bloodline, Bakhmut, Peter Pan, Adrenochrome was coming up. That was the 9th entry. Nationals, so somebody could be dealing with nationals as far as the Olympics. And then Pillars was also coming up, and 39. And I am protected was coming up regarding the apostles. So the symbol, the capital I with a cap on top of it was coming up. It was coming up for me as pillars. But it really is the letter I, just in different languages. But the cap on top is also referencing, right, the housing, the protection of the I am presence and the apostles around them. So you see there's a lot of Jesus and the crucifixion coming up. Which usually that comes up a lot around Easter, not so much at this time of the year. So that was interesting. The number then 311 also was coming up, and that first entry was the Beast, Mega Millions, Portal, Trans, Saul, London Bridge, Umar, U-M-A-R, and I wasn't familiar with Umar, so I looked that one up. And there's two Umars who came up. The one that's born in Mecca, 585 to 86, to 113644 in Saudi Arabia. This was Muhammad's father-in-law, a senior companion, very pious and respected Muslim, one who distinguishes right from wrong, is the quote in Wikipedia. Dr. Umar Rashad also came up. Umar Rashad Ibn Abdullah Johnson, born Jermaine Shoemaker, so that, or not Shoemaker, but Shoemaki, right? So there's no R on the end of there. August 21st, 74, he was born in Philadelphia, which is the area I'm in. Doctor of osteopathic medicine, actually went to UPenn. He's a motivational speaker, psychologist, and he's got the channel Celebrity Junk. So he came up for whatever reason. You might know him, or you might want to check him out. 1351 also came up as it said XRP global currency, bouncing around randomly. God Jesus is back from the dead. K. And then the true bride of Christ, end of church, was what came up with that. So the 33rd degree Freemason was also coming up here. And remember, the 33 is the Christ energy, but it also represents the 4D bridge between the 3D and 5D, which is that 0 point energy, which is really the 5D, where it's really the 5D between the 3D and 4D. Right, because it becomes that 0 point in the 8, where they each come back around, reflecting each other. Because the 3D is, you understand the 3D. The 4D is that love and everything is good. It's that very polarized good energy. But you get to the 0 point, or that third energy, the 5D, is being able to see both and be neutral and remain calm and objective and in your heart. But the 33 degree Freemason was coming up with 1311. And Ubuntu Linux, or Linux, I'm not sure how they pronounce it, Sol Invictus was coming up, as well as Decode, Elon Reeve Musk, Multidimensional Entity and What's Going On, Trust in God, He's Her Husband. November 6th came up, which I have a friend whose birthday that is, but also my father passed away that day, so that was significant. My father and mother just came through. We had a friend of the family over. We had to discuss some things. And after they left, I was doing this read, I guess. And I don't know if it's this read. I might have been pulling some other cards, but my parents were coming through, like answering him. It was really cool the way my dad came through. My dad always kind of presents certain things to me that I know are him, so that when he comes through, I'll know whose message it was. You know, he's like saying, I'm here. So when the message comes through, I get it right away. So November 6th was coming in. My dad was bringing in a message for this person. There was a topic that came up, and my dad always finds a humorous way to connect himself, insert himself in that situation. So it was a message for that person. So I had to, text them later to let them know. And of course, they appreciated that message. It was really cool. And of course, I was like feeling my dad. My mom had to insert herself at the end too. She didn't really leave a message, but then she was making herself known there as well. So that was pretty cool. So the energy of the complete set coming up, like the 1, 1, 1, 1, and then you cross the 4 ones with the 5th line. The complete set of the genius and the beast with news, the energy of news, to be as the top dog, be as source. That can also be, that's the beast, be as T. Okay? 7 U's also came up as the co-pilots, the chariot U's. And again, the apostles came up, so that could be a reference to that, only with 7. The 7 coincidences, and then the word coincidence was being broken down, as in coincidences, which the Sid actually means number 7. The co is also co-in, which is coin, and coin also spelled as Kohan. The 7 being the key, and then the us, the Holy Grail and the sine wave. To us, to them, B-sides as well. And again, B-sides, 2 sides. Coincidence is co-inside in 7. Partners in crime, the gamma ray boomerang. The incident, co-created. No one person or energy or accident creates. There's always co-creation there. The cedent, C-E-D-E-N-T, means to yield. And then C-I-D-E-N means the envoy, the apostle. So there's the apostles again. Incident, or the accident, right? So incident versus accident. In seeing the dent. In besides the dent. Being sides, 2 sides to the dent. And equal and congruent to, right? Being independent of, as within it, the alternating currents of seeing the dent. The dent is the hole, the cup, the valley. It's also the divine ENT, that humanoid talking tree, that, the hall of records, so to speak. The ENT, the sacred giant, the humanoid talking tree of records. In the hall of records, or in and out of the hall of records, but I was just getting hell as well. And then I was getting the library too, which was a place that I used to go to when I was in college. They have one, I think there's one in New Jersey as well, but in Arizona as well. But it was bringing up the library and then breaking that down as well with the 2, which is the symbol of Gemini, which is the twins. And then I was getting 7, so my name, Evisms, were coming up, and you can call my things Evisms for sure, but it was being started with the S of the Sophia, or the sine wave, so visms of the 7 again. So the library was coming up as the lib, rare, E, the liberal free library, rare, one who's equal and congruent to, and again the energy of the Gemini and the communicators and the twins. Left IB, right RY. Very important statement that came up here, which I'll have to post this on Instagram, that was coming through to me. Left, this is literally library, right? L is left, R is right. Library is left IB, right RY, which came up as, if you are left, it's because you were right. You needed to be right more than you needed to be left at the right angle. Because you were right, you were left, and needed to be right more than you needed to be left at the right angle. It's hard to leave once energies are aligned. So it's getting E equals the top and bottom line taken out, right? So it's basically a dead end to the left, the letter E. Equal and congruent to. And then the Pisces symbol was coming up. Instead of 1 line across the middle, it was 2 lines coming up across the middle as the twin flames. So instead of Pisces for the single person with 1 line, you're the Pisces, right? Back to back with the 2 lines across. And again, that Pisces symbol references the leap between dimensions. So it's saying the twin flames are the bridge, right? That creates, it's like setting something in place until it's fully healed into place, and then the twins can walk away. You are the bridge between the dimensions. So again, that capital I with the hat on it was coming up. Denotes a part of the unit vector. The I cap, the J cap, the K cap, the X, Y, and Z axis or axes of the chart. Arc 1 pin was also coming up, which then brought up this vision that I saw before, which I told you about, which was like a C with a pin through it, so that like the C would swing around it. It's like some kind of axle there. I was getting Axelrod, which is actually someone I knew in high school, but the rod was coming up, axle and rod, but there's a C metal piece that swings around the rod, right? It's held on to either end. So I don't know what that, I still don't know what that is, but I guess it'll come eventually. So again, the capital I with the cap on top, and the Africans were coming up with the plural of wig or wedge. And then if you put two capital I's next to each other, it makes the house. And then the two caps on top makes a double roof. A home with two roofs, or the letter M is the two roofs, right? Two upside down V's. Together is the letter M, which is co-creation. It's 1, 1, and the V in the middle. Two individuals co-creating. But also the W is also co-creation because it's the two V's, which is co-creation. The library too, and they're telling you also, the cap on top is command. Commanded is so. The library of the two of the twin flames. The library, left IB, right RY. If you are left, it's because you are right and needed to be right more than you needed to be left at the right angle. Perhaps just then left. So two commands. And then the commandments were coming up, which is the intention behind the command. Two commanding. Co-MM was coming up. And the calm ET. So the energy of Mary Magdalene or Mother Mary, that can be Michael and Metatron as well, right? The co-pilots, so to speak, and the calm ET. The two of the two capital I's together. And the F, which represents digamma, two gamma waves. And it's also 5 for me, right? The expansion and contraction, or reflecting in the middle, which represents, then brings in the twin flame symbol of T and F as opposed to I and I. It was bringing up the energy of T equals source and F equals the twin flames. So twin flame would be, so without the second gamma ray, it would be TT, which is a temper tantrum, or two source energies, needing grounding desperately, right? Because the capital I's have grounding, but the twin flame, T and F, do not. They need that line, the grounding, the arc, the bridge, the foundation in which to build on, which is the twin flame bridging, holding it in place until it's solid. The commanding of I am, the co-creation of I and I, Capitan, where the cap is the crown opening, the eye is that third eye, and one equal and congruent to the other, and the tan of the tan man human, the crown, eye, and human. The capital I with the cap on it, the cap, the eye, and the tan man, I am. Gods and plus they're plus one. The who from man, or Manahu, mother's son. Sophie, or Sophia, which is Sophie, and the A, which is the lowercase a, is the 0 of the human source connection, right? The tail is the connection to others. So much reflecting the human or the who-man connection. So phi, which is that reflecting the human connection. The sine wave of the S of Sophia, where the O stretches horizontally and becomes oval, and the I stretches vertically. And there's this together becomes the energy of I-O, which is EO, or I in Italian. And then I was getting O solo mio, but it was broken up into O solo M-E-O. O solemn E-O. O solemn I am. Soul M, N, Mary, and Christ. So for me, the way I got in the beginning of my journey, N became Christ because M was Mary Magdalene, and the Christ is the masculine he within her, just like she is he within she, and he is within her. So the N became the Christ energy, and the M was the co-creation of the Mary Magdalene energy, or the mother energy. So then Mary and Christ was coming up as Mary Christ. Right? The wife of Christ, co-creating the Christ unity here O solemn Eo, that solemn vow to myself. As then it was 420, which is the time my son Matthew was born, as Matthew the taxman is coming up again. The underlying energy of the 37 of fire and ice, the 38 of Achilles, of glory, of the 6 of water, the 6 of water, which is the 46, the 39 of the green heart healing, the King of Cups, JC, which is also the toroidal field, but on an angle with motion, direction. So the King of Cups, which is unconditional love, JC, right, at 0 point, the alchemist basically with direction, and then the 3 keys, which are of Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. But here it was coming up as the 3 keys of Cap, because we just talked about the Cap, the Aqua of the blue-green, and the Pi Cs that I always talk about, right? The Pi is the circle with the line down the middle, which is actually 2 Cs facing each other with a line down the middle. So the 3 of them equals Cap. So Cap, Aqua, and Pi Cs actually all equal Cap, or that Capricorn energy, but the acronym becomes CAP. The I with the cap on top, the cayenne color, CYAN, which is a light color. It's not something you can really understand without the light behind it. And then that energy of converting the pi to the Pisces symbol with the 2 lines through it, the twin flames. The cap, CAP of Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, and the accent, the command, the thinking cap. The arc 1 pin, and you know my pin example of how the feminine collects through the point of the pin from the sun. It goes through the loops at the bottom. 1 loop is the feminine, the other loop is the masculine going into the back of pin, which is the foundation there, and then the top of the pin is the housing. So and when it closes, it creates a vacuum within, right? That 698 pod of the 2 P's in a pod. And then when the energy runs low, the pin falls open for the feminine to collect from the sun again. The arc 1 pin, the arc rocket, and the divine masculine housing, the strong foundation. The final quarter here, the 4th quarter in the lambda leap, the lambda father leap, the exit strategy, so to speak, and then the Q of conception, which is the leap back in, the rebirth. And then I have to tell you this, okay. So this is where my dad came in as far as that message. So for whatever reason, the Queen's conception came up regarding rebirth and the leap out, which is the 4 of the lambda leap, the leap out, the leap in, and a fresh start. The hiatus, the sabbatical came up, and that was from my dad because we called him Saba. So sabbatical is Saba tickle. And my father used to tickle us with his beard, and that's how I knew it was him right away. And the Saba source leap to all call. So I guess I'm meant to give you this message as well. So again, he left 11/6 in 2016. And then I was getting, say, Bibi, and a lot of times Bibi Netanyahu will come in there because they used to babysit for us when we were little. They grew up in our neighborhood. But I was getting here, say, bye-bye, or say to be, like as in to be or not to be. Say BB or to be at the inner child that is all. Say to be at the inner child, all. A source call, I see all. Say be bat, I call. Saba tickle with his beard. And then BARD also came up. B-ARD, A-R-D is also acute renal disease. So somebody could be dealing with diabetes or other renal diseases. But it's coming up as a road or a path or research and development there. And there could be something around BARD in research and development that may be significant here. And I managed research, so I dealt with BARD many times doing device research. And for this message from my dad was coming up around the PICC line because he's one of the fathers of interventional radiology. And he placed one of the first PICC lines, right? He got sick of getting called in to place PICC lines. So he learned how to suture them down so that they didn't have to pull them out anymore. And I think it was for a heart surgeon, Einstein Hospital. And my dad said, I'll be back. And he was being like Arnold, which is so funny because my father's so not Arnold, you know. But he loved James Bond and that kind of stuff. But he said, I'll be back. And then it was bringing up my back issues because I was injured back in 2013. And then my mom chimed in, y'all come back now. And then I was getting, again, after she passed, from Carol Burnett, she was saying to me, so glad we've had this time together, which she chimed in again about that, so I would know it was her. So Arnold Schwartz was also coming up as a CB handle. Yeah, that was weird. So whatever that means for somebody. And also Arnold was something that related to my son, because there's something from one of the cartoons he used to watch. We always say, you take the bed, I sleep on the couch. And I think Arnold, it was from the cartoon Arnold with his uncle. It was just funny. It's something I always say to him. So Bard. So I looked up Bard to see what was going on with Bard in the news. And they were still going on with their suit for the pelvic mesh devices. So apparently the suit it hadn't played out yet. They were still in court or settling now finally after years. There's a $60 million settlement. It's supposed to be done September 25th, which is today, 2020. How perfect is that? And this was coming up from law.com. July 25th, 23 was the article. That Bard, they're saying that Bard didn't get a fair trial, and flaws from the trial led to a nuclear verdict, is what they said. And this is from the Supreme Court ruling. And they were saying, why did Bard's stock go up today? It was September 5th, 23. Because there was, at that time, there were over 10,000 suits to Bard still being litigated. So I'm still not sure why the stock had gone up that day. But I don't know if there was an overturn from the Supreme Court. I didn't see the rest of this. I think the litigation was still going on. So, and also Google Bard is something else. There's some kind of application in Google called Bard. So that was coming up as well. So anyway, say bye-bye. A source call here. And I was getting that someone might pass away. I actually got a report of someone in the family, not directly related to me, but someone did pass away. So my father may have letting us know that somebody was leaving. The King of Cups and seeing the light, JC, as that toroidal field with direction. Right? That JC is the two C's back to back, but JC is the two C's with direction, the toroidal field, where the two are back to back and they come together in the middle, which is that 0 point. And the 38 of the Queen of Cups, her Achilles heel, and the glory, the 6 of Cups souls, longing for the Knight of Cups, emerald heart healing, as the King of Cups, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, and 6 of Cups. Wow, I just was getting the death that just happened. They're going to be doing an autopsy. And now I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the mesh. I don't think it's going to be, it's not feminine, so it won't be that same thing, but there might be something related. I'll have to tell them. But the 6 was then coming up with the Angel of Jupiter Awakened, the 18 of Distant Shores, the 37 of Fire and Ice, as lovers align in romance of distant shores. 4 moons, and the end of December, the twin flames, Gemini, Cancer, and King of Cups were coming up there. And June 18th could be coming up there as well. My father's coming up as well. I mean, he's June 3rd, though. This energy of Gemini and Cancer coming up. My father was a Gemini, and he had Cancer in his chart for sure. The Angel of Jupiter Awakened, and he's already told me he came back in my niece. So I know he's here, but he's coming back in another way. The 28 of Sacred Convergence, the 43 of the Bride offering herself, the 22 of Loving All That Is, Unconditional Love of the Twin Flames, the 43 of Coming Together as Fools in Love. My son's been coming up a lot too with Matthew, but he's also my father's namesake, Constantine, and his soul number is 43. Coming Together as Fools in Love, Fire and Water. So I'm telling you these things of a personal nature so you can relate this to you. If you're getting a spontaneous download, go with it. It's probably telling you something. So after all water, in the underlying energies here, it was all beautiful water. The King and Queen of Cups came together, both in the cyclone. One seeing the light, see in the light. One seeing the light, seeing in the light, wondering where he is and loving all that is. So one is seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. The other one basically is the light at the end of the tunnel, wondering where he is. But he's seeing the light, she's in the light. Because she's already done that part of it, right? Integrating both being in the cyclone and the vortex. The 30 of the towering magnificence of union amongst the mighty sentinels. The underlying energy of the 3 of Pontus. The unknown, the 24 of Hestia and the home. The 26 of Hermes and the message. The 44 of Psyche and the sacred union. And Achilles, the glory of the 38, the Queen of Cups. So with the numbers there, we have the Empress, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, Hercules of the sacred union, and 38 of the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups 44, which is also my life lesson number, and Queen of Cups is my soul number. So they're using me as an example as they're talking about the Divine Feminine, with a message for the Queen of Wands, or perhaps her more fiery side. The wild child is being asked to come out, which is why Athena has been coming up. And then 6/3/27 came up as my father's birthday, which equals 28, which is the twin flame energy, my father's life lesson number. And my mother was a Gemini too. And yeah, that definitely could have been a twin flame kind of relationship, but they weren't ready for it. My mother, was freaking out all the time. She had a really bad temper. But this energy of the two Geminis, they were 7 years and 7 days and 7 years apart. The Queen of Cups, number 44, with a message for the Queen of Wands about this. Gaia and Hestia coming up. So this mother-daughter kind of energy, getting a message from Sagittarius, Page of Wands, about the Queen of Cups' union, or mother and son, daughter and pup. That could be her love, maybe some crush, or that could be literally a pet. But the 13 of Eos is coming up with new beginnings. And the 38 of the Queen of Cups and Hercules, transitions, the 13 to Atlas, number 9. So now we have Hercules and Atlas, which represents the feminine and the masculine. The 9 hermiting, the Atlas energy of the masculine, or Scorpio and Virgo and Pisces, Gaia. The glory of the king and queen. Each other's Achilles heel, right? So that's funny too, because my oldest brother once, when I was over there, asked me to do cards for him and his wife. Because, they each want to be right. Like, tell him what he did was wrong, and the others, tell them when they did is wrong. But it was so funny, and it was very light. But it was so funny because both of their challenges was each other. Okay? So they basically had the opposite challenges. So they were each other's Achilles heel. To carry the weight and take responsibility for ourselves here, the map of intent for mother, as well as the collective energy, right? Taking responsibility for our own planet. Mother Gaia, the hermit, and the high priestess. Her harvest and his responsibility to the mother. Okay, because remember that in the family dynamic, it's the mother who's responsible for the children in the home, and the father who's then responsible for taking care of her and keeping them safe and warm, as well as going out to the collective. So we have this this energy there. The map of intent for mother, and I want to say Mother Grace. My mother's middle name was Grace, Mary Grace. But Mother Gaia, hermit, and high priestess. Her harvest and his responsibility to the mother, not only to those outside of the home, right, in their workplace, right, getting too much into the ego and wanting to escape from home, right? So a lot of men, when the kids are little, they'll run to work so they don't have to take care of the kids. But it's their first responsibility to take care of their wife and their children, is the energy that's coming up. And what's happened over time in our society, right, with all the templates that have been built up over the past thousands of years, is that it's okay to detach yourself completely from the family and not take responsibility. But you do have to take responsibility for yourself first. Athena is coming up as wisdom, aka that Hercules energy. I always talk about her as, actually she is Hercules, right? She was the ultimate warrior daughter that Zeus always wanted in a son. And so what better way of making his wish come true? And everyone wanted to make Zeus's wishes come true, right? As to become the son that he never had, of Hercules. So she becomes Hercules as her alter ego, and in that becomes a more human self. The Knight of Wands alter ego, that Knight of Wands, right? Going from the cups energy of the feminine energy to the wild side, the wild child. The 5 of Chronos then comes up with cycles, and the 35 of the Moray, or the destiny. The Knight of Wands grandchild born between Gaia and Chronos. So it's like the Knight of Wands grandchild is coming between the grandparents. But the child, if the parents can take care of the child, it's not the grandparents' responsibility here, right? And if the child's coming between the grandparents now, maybe it's time for the child's parent to step up to the plate. Could be the message here. Chronos is coming up here as the Hierophant and the wounded warrior. You know, especially if a grandparent's becoming ill, you know, they shouldn't have to take care of the children. Maybe someone's taking advantage of them. The glory of new beginnings and the weight of the world, the taste of glory and the agony of defeat. And then I was getting the feet, his vulnerable heel, Achilles. And then the dawn was coming up. The long dark night is over. You stand in a new day. In the burst of energy projecting this into the world, don't be surprised if opportunity comes knocking at your door. Unexpected meets, gifts, or invites turn up. When Zeus defeated Cronus, the Titans were also sent to Tartarus, the throne of Taurus, or 2 thrones of us, but sent Atlas west to hold up the sky so that Gaia and Uranus could not join again. Right, so Atlas was sent to the west of the earth, the Gaia energy, to hold up the sky. So he was sent to his mother, West Mother, to help hold up the sky so that Gaia and Uranus could not come together again and have more Titans. Or Titans is Titan, source Tan Man. The weight is not the responsibility, but the lack of responsibility according to this card, not the burden of it. That number 1 is to be responsible to yourself. So Gaia got Chronos to overthrow Uranus, and Chronos' granddaughter, through Zeus, is Athena, the Knight of Wands. And again, aka the Queen of Cups, Hercules. So Gaia is a fertile period for you to plant, a connection greater than yourself. Take care of your school, your family, your health, and your space, and your ground for future growth. Once you're stable and secure, you can create anything you want in your life. A magical time of destiny and graduation. Life-changing events, seen as an opportunity. An opportunity can come in the guise of pain or something difficult, so go with the flow. Allow yourself to grieve. And again, it could just be an exchanging of words where you get a little defensive about it. It doesn't have to be a fight or anything. But then you leave the house realizing that you got triggered. But then, within an hour, you understand why. Because then something came through and you go, oh, okay. So again, don't punish yourself for reacting to something. Just go with the flow. Allow yourself to grieve or stay present, clear and focused. Be responsible for yourself, right? First. Can't take on others' responsibilities unless you are balanced. And again, remember that your children are extensions of you, just like your inner child. They are literally your DNA made manifest. They are extensions of you. They're showing you parts of yourself. So then all the cards were coming up as so many different examples in my personal life that I could see. Like I was seeing them as they could be me and my brother. They could also represent my brother and his wife because the dawn was coming up. I was getting the likeness of my grandmother with my daughter. There's so many different relationships coming up here, as well as the connections of my loved ones who have passed, who have told me what children they've gone into. Because we have like 11 I think it's 11, like 11 grandkids now, which are my great aunts and my great nieces and nephews. In all my siblings' families, I'm the only family where my kids don't have kids yet. Well, my sister as well, but they're younger. So we have this energy of everyone coming together, right? They each have their role to play. And like me being able to see like why this person came into this family and this came into this family, and how this dynamic that's going to play off, and perhaps people that are coming in that you never knew, and now you'll learn the story because that person is now coming into a child who's now going to have a relationship with that person you do know. The Hermits and Virgo energies was coming in very strongly there. The Hercules and the Atlas, and the Pisces, Sag, or Aries, Taurus energy coming in. I was also seeing my daughter and her 3 friends, right? The amigos were coming up. The 3 crones of destiny as well. The 7 of fire and the 33 of the unicorn atop Tor. So Glastonbury Tor was also coming up, right? The bundle of rocks. The 12 and the hanging man, which is referencing Jesus on the cross. The Ace of Wands, 27, which is my Queen's Gambit, and the Vesica Pisces. But it is the Ace of Wands, the flame, right? The start of the Olympics. Oriented in suspended animation, a new passion to ignite. The Chariot, 2 horses come together with the 10 of fire, the 10 of Wands. The Chariots of fire, with a big responsibility for the inner child longing for their other. The hanging man on Tor, the Queen's Gambit, and again referencing England as in Glastonbury Tor, and then the Queen's Gambit, the Achilles heel, an Asian or A-Sean, Asian coming up as A-Sean, or Zion energy, or A-Sean, that's specifically, that's you, Shawnee, if you're listening. A Sean slant on a bold move to burn all notes, or burned by cash, or burdened by cash, or a car issue that cost with a tummy ache over that. Perhaps someone wrote down all of their burdens and burned them in a ceremony. And again, there is going to be stuff coming up around car changes, and this had come up in my read. After I did this read, I think Magenta might have been talking about not having electric cars, but going straight to something higher vibrational. Perhaps someone wrote down all their burdens and burned them in a ceremony to let go. And someone perhaps in England doing some spell work, or leaving innocence grieving. Too much fire leads to need for water and emotions to come up, perhaps some tears. As the Queen of Wands may be in transition, or fiery Scorpio perhaps, with a big offer, only extended to dear ones, as Gaia is destined, or going through a portal, the looking glass, the mother loving all that is. Remember to always come back to that place, with Aries, Pisces, Virgo, Libra here looking in. Perhaps your fairy godmother is about to grant you a wish, or offering to take a curse away from you, as the 7 of Earth, the 7 of Pentacles, and Fortune's Wheel is Saba's violin and Grandma's patchwork. All right, so this was really cool. So, which deck was that? I think it's the Good Tarot. Let me see if it is. So I never saw this in this card before. I think is it the Wheel of Fortune from the Good Tarot? It might be. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it here. Years ago, I was at a spiritual fair, and I did a reading there. And he told me, so right away violins came in over my head, which was my dad, because my dad played the violin. And then the reading culminated with my grandmother saying I just had to put the patchwork together, right, the quilt. And so when I, let's see if I can find this here. I want to show you. Well, I guess I'll show you that. Anyway, I'll post that card up on the story here. But so right here on the card, his violins came up, and my grandmother's patchwork message that she had told me about. Looking in. Fortune's wheel is looking in here. The Seven of Pentacles at the Divine Feminine to reap rewards. Or Libra wondering if it's worth it. Perhaps the Queen of Wands is up to something. And the 15 is temptation. Perhaps the apple too. Too good to resist. The Two of Pentacles juggling match. Perhaps a competition or weightlifting. Perhaps the Seven of Pentacles is just wanting to earn 2 more to get to that 9 of Pentacles. Right? Because we have the 7 of Pentacles and then the 5 of Pentacles and then the 9 of Cups. Perhaps 2 out in the cold and yet satisfied with themselves. Or perhaps they lost a bet or diversifying and hoping for the best. The underlying energy at 724 came up, which is the Chariot and the Queen of Wands, and the Cosmos, which my dad's nickname was Cos. So Cosmos was also coming up. Cosmo could be coming up from Jerry Seinfeld as well. And the 20 of Mirrors and a wake-up call to the 18 of Mother Earth for grounding and support, and the daughter Moon. A cooling off of the weather as number 33 comes up here and the Golden Gate opens. The Dimensional Gateway, an invite by Christ. The Blue Madonna gift. A cosmos, or the months too. That could be February, month 2. Of 20, and then we have 20, which is 2 again, which is Aquarius, which is Valentine's Day. That's coming up, month 2. All right, so again, the 33 of the Golden Gate opens. Dimensional Gateway, as we start out with the 20 and then 18. A cooling of the weather as 33 Golden Gate opens. The Dimensional Gateway, an invite by Christ. The Blue Madonna gift and Cosmos 2, or my dad telling us it's month 2. The 2018-33 of the 4D Bridge, of the 36 Atlas Inner Child. Hear and know me. Know me, man. Isn't that what they said in the movie? The little boy. The 39 of the Knight of Cups who needs heart healing. Soul ties here. As the 44 comes up at 731, the Chariot and the 5 of Wands, the group. That can be conflicts, but also the pursuit of happiness. The 44 is the beacon, to shine on, to be that pillar of light, right? With protection on top, that cap. Shedding light on the Queen of Fire above them here, standing strong so others can see them. To light up the crown, the hair. As the Knight of Cups, and then, of course, the Age of Aquarius movie is hair. All about her hair, right? Using her hair because that's her connection. The Knight of Cups and Hercules, green water, and oh my God, this is crazy. I was at CVS because I had to pick up a prescription. And I have plenty of shampoo and conditioner, but I was looking for this one product I usually buy, and they don't usually have it at the drugstores anymore. So I was looking to see if there was any alternatives that I haven't tried that might work. And I found there was a shampoo and conditioner that had algae. So I wanted to try that. And you know I've been talking about algae recently anyway, right? Because I've always talked about the Venice waters as there's probably some really dirty algae in there that's learned to be really powerful because it's survived in that. So this green water coming up here of algae and aqua, allowing the waves, offering their love to light you up, casting a spotlight on the Queen of Wands and Eos, and then showing or showering in the diamond light to clarify the shadow. Or Virgo and Capricorn come together here, perhaps to hear what fiery Scorpio has to say. The shaman comes in with a peace pipe, and that could be someone wanting to make peace. And again, Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving, thank God, and TP and how is coming up. So toilet paper, but also literally a TP. And how has to do with the healing hands, right? Offering the healing from the hands, making peace. Or Libra offering the truth and getting to the root in peaceful talks or peace talks. Perhaps someone is listening in to see if they tell the truth, right? Before they put themselves out there. Being offered to the Knight of Wands with a passion for life, perhaps invites for Thanksgiving could be coming up here as well. Maybe you'd like to, maybe you don't normally do Thanksgiving and you'd like to do a small Thanksgiving this year, or perhaps a big one. At 740, which is the Chariot and the Page of Cups. So those are the messages there. Let's see what else. Yeah. So I will pull a card from, let's see, maybe just the energy deck here. We'll see what comes up here. Okay, it's 6:56 on the clock now here, which is the Lovers and the Two of Swords, right? Being in your knowing and keeping your energy clear. Or are you coming out with new information and not getting knocked off balance and perhaps going into separation, or healing that heart? The Lover's healing heart, because it just turned to 57, which is that forgiveness and apology perhaps that is needed or warranted there between the Lovers, and then the Gemini energy. All right, from the energy deck, we have what? All right, we have 41. It's the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. 41 is the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail. And it's this picture here of what looks like a young graduate there, but she doesn't look very happy. She perhaps has the crown. She's all in her pink, but perhaps it's not what she thought it would be. And again, this can reference the Olympics too, right? Spending your whole life towards getting that Olympic gold, and then getting there and saying, well, now what? Now what do I do? And did I really want to do this in the first place? Right? Talk about I'm blanking out on his name. I don't even know what her name is now, right? So the Kardashians, right? The father, Bruce Jenner. He's not Bruce Jenner anymore. I don't know what his feminine name is, but there's that energy of having spent his whole life to become this Olympic athlete when all he really wanted was to be accepted, you know, for who he really was. So we have that energy. I don't know why he's coming up, but that's what came up. And with this 41 is the 50 of the Angel of Strength next to it. And they both have wings. It's this mother and daughter energy where the mother's being very strong for the daughter, but detaching at the same time. Like as if they have to do something that perhaps goes against what she believes in or knows is right for them, she also knows that that daughter has to do that in her own time or on her own journey or make her own mistakes. There's nothing she can do about it except for give them her love and their space, right? To remove the mask, to help them decide by, you know, you can't tell them what to do, but you can give them information. You can give them options. You can show them how to remove the mask and become their true self. As the bottom of the deck is appreciation, which is the 15, which is the shadow side of things, right? The woman in this picture, I don't really like this energy because she doesn't look nice. She's got this energy. She's got a little bit of a smile on her face and she looks perfect. She's dressed perfectly. She's got great clothes and great hair, but she looks kind of mean. I don't know what else to say about that. And now I feel like Forrest. That's all I got to say about that. So, yeah, there's very much this mother-daughter energy and removing the mask with the 5, which is the Hierophant, or freeing oneself, right? And the daughter looks like the Statue of Liberty. How to free oneself, freedom, change, expansion. The expansion of the mother-daughter energy, or the dynamic between them, between the Holy Grail and the epitome of emotional fulfillment, as we're getting that Olympic energy again, right? The 50. And I talked about the 50 in my Instagram report today. Sorry about that. In my Instagram report, what was coming up in numerology, because I'm doing daily reports on Instagram, is that, you know, we have 31 days. So, you know, you're only going to get up to the 5 of Wands, which is all the major arcana and Wands energy, but you're not going through the other suits, right? Because most of the months are 31 days. And even when you add the days, the example I'd given in Instagram was December 31st, 1999 would have been the highest number we got to, which was in the Pentacles. But now we're back to 2000, which now we're in low numbers again. So we're only in Wands and Cups. That's the only energies we're getting over and over each month. because we're learning to truly be in our passions and our love energy before we get introduced to the swords again, because that's our thoughts and words. And that first sword card won't come up until December 31st, 2024. So that's pretty cool. And that's the King of Swords. So he'll be entered back into our energy. So apparently we're going to be ready for the thoughts and words again as he comes in mastered on December 31st, 24. So really cool energies. So again, check out that message from Instagram. All right, you guys. I love you guys. I hope you're having a beautiful fall wherever you are, or spring. And I will see you soon. Have an amazing one. Should only be a couple days this time. So remember, my 12 signs are on my other channel, Evelyn Stainthorpe. And on this channel, I'll be doing, specifically the twin flame reads. And we'll see how that expands. All right. So remember your water. Are you drinking enough water? I'm not. I tell you guys all the time. And then I always drink water. It's the only thing I drink, really, besides my milk or coconut milk, depending on what I have. But I still forget to drink enough. So that's why I'm reminding you. So water, rest, joy in nature. That's your prescription. Love yourself first. And really enjoy this weather. Really commune with nature. The wild child is being called to come out. Your really earthy part of yourself, right? That really sensual part of yourself. Rise and be loved, guys. I'll see you soon.